best days. School good.
School days are the best days. Giants walk by.
School days are the best days.
Breaking news.
This School Days News college feature, celebrity chef Scott asks if taking lunch to classes is cool or not in this new normal. Class of 2020 graduates from around the Bahamas share their career and college aspirations with School Days News. Students, scan the code to win a prize. Parents, you can play too by scanning the code at the bottom right of the screen for exclusive deals. This episode of School Days News was brought to you by Little Caesars, Custom Computers, Odyssey Transportation, and School Days News QR code.
Also brought to you by number 24, Harbor Muse. Cable Beach, Nassau, Bahamas. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. School Days QR codes. Online store. Online menu. Online resumes. School Days Magazine at gmail.com or 242-425-5666. Get your free trial today.
My name is Jamie Miller, and I am a graduate of Nassau Christian Academy. My aspirations would be to receive a bachelor's degree in nursing science at the College of the Bahamas. I would love to give a shout out to my parents, Rosalie and James Miller, along with my homeroom teacher, Miss Miller. School days are your best days.
My name is Joseph Benoit. I attend C.V. Bethel Senior High School. I'm about to enter the 12th grade.
So how was this year with the COVID-19 interruptions?
It was tough for the most part, but I made it through. It was tough for the most part, but I made through it. I got through it fairly easy, I would say, because I just focused myself up, did all the work, got all my assignments done, and yeah.
What about the virtual learning? How did that go for you?
It was different for me, but like I said, I just was focused and determined because I had more time on my hands to finish the assignments and actually look over them and make sure I have all my assignments right at all, done properly and done correctly in a timely manner. And yeah, so it wasn't impossible, but it was hard.
Okay, that's good. Also, what are your plans for after graduation? What do you want to do when you grow up?
I intend to attend Tennessee State University in Tennessee to study real estate and marketing. School days are the best days. C.V. Bethel Stingrays.
My name is Ravon Morris. I attended the great Nassau Christian Schools. My career goal is to become a world-renowned software architect and biomedical engineer. I would just like to send a huge shout out to my parents for being my support system. School days are the best days.
Hello, my name is Ariana Oliver, a 12th grade student of St. George's High School located in Freeport, Grand Bahama. My goal is to attend the University of the Bahamas to pursue a degree in culinary arts. I would like to thank my parents, family, friends, and all my teachers that made an impact in my life. I remember, school days are the best days.
Hello, my name is Oswald Meadows, a graduate of Sunland Baptist Academy, class of 2020. I'd like to thank all my fans, my supporters, parents, teachers, the coaching staff. And this fall I'm attending Butte College, Community College, for 2 years. And I want you all to know that school days are the best days.
To ask you, this was a difficult year with COVID-19. How did it affect your schooling?
It made it more difficult to take in no more knowledge than I have now. Like it kind of made me forget some stuff, but because I practiced both, it made me remember it.
All right. So what did you do to really overcome all the adversities and make it this far to graduation?
Stay away from bad company, stay in my books. That's it.
All right. Any advice to future graduates?
Don't mind what your friends say, but stay in school.
Sounds good.
School days are the best days to me.
Good day, my name is Savante Tate, and I am the current head boy of St. George's High in Grand Palm Island. My future goals are that of attending the University of Prince Edward Island from Canada and becoming that of an aquatic veterinarian. I'd like to give a big shout out to the class of 2020, and although we endured many hardships and many setbacks, I'd like to remind you all that without God, we have nothing, and we just have to pray and hope that He keeps us. And remember, school days are the best days.
Meet Sam, an average high school student living in Nassau. Meet Thomas, a hard-working family man born and raised in Andros. What do they have in common? They're both getting ready to take their BGCSE exams and need lots of help. They go online and find thestudentshed.com. Sam and Thomas join the community, meet others just like themselves, get access to exam-passed papers, study tips, and helpful resources. Suddenly, Thomas doesn't feel so alone anymore, and Sam is now totally confident she'll ace her exams. So what are you waiting for? Join the Student Shed and don't get left out.
Hello, welcome to our language arts tutorials. Today's lesson focuses on formal and informal letter writing. So our aim is to learn how to write a formal letter. Now it's likely that you'll need to write a formal letter on many occasions throughout your life, such as applying for a job or complaining about a service that you've received. The key to effective letter writing is to make sure that you're clear about appropriate layout, structure and tone. So let's begin by looking at layout. There's a piece of paper there that you can see in front of you, and on the right hand side you would write your own address there, and beneath that you would include today's date. So your address on the right with today's date beneath. Now on the left you would include the name of the recipient. It's important to do that for a formal letter, and then beneath that you start off with the salutation, dear sir or madam, or if you know the name of the person you could include their surname, dear Mr. Thompson, etc. Now once you've done that, you could start your letter with highlighting the subject of the particular letter that you're writing, and then beneath that you need to include the main point of the letter. Start off by talking about what the letter is about, and this may extend into more than one paragraph. When you've finished writing your letter, you would then conclude, often by saying thank you for your cooperation or similar, and then at the end of the letter you need to finish with the sign off yours faithfully or yours sincerely. We'll talk more about that in a moment, about when to know when to choose faithfully or sincerely. You would then sign your name, and just for clarity's sake you would print your name at the bottom of the letter so that the recipient definitely can identify who you are. So that's a layout for a formal letter, and all formal letters should follow that format. Okay, moving on then to look a little bit at structure and tone of formal letter writing. The first paragraph, as we said, should be explaining why you are writing to the recipient. You need to explain who you are so it's clear to them, and you need to be polite. It's important in terms of tone for a formal letter to be polite at all times, even if you are complaining. It's also important to be strong. So if it is a letter of complaint, you need to make sure that you are quite forceful in putting across your point of view. So be polite, but also be strong when writing a formal letter. So moving on to look at the main section of your letter. As we mentioned previously, it can be more than one paragraph, but it's going to highlight the main points that you wish to raise. It's important here that your own view is reflected, so offer your own opinion here. If you have any facts to back up your argument, then of course do use those in this section of the letter. It's important for your letter to be coherent, so make sure you use connectives such as firstly, secondly, to structure the letter and make it clear for the reader what you're trying to say. So overall, it's also very important to make sure that you check your spelling, as formal letters would be expected to have perfect spelling throughout. Okay, we mentioned before that you need to sign off at the end of the letter. Before that, you would just sum up the main points in the final paragraph, and then if you know the name of the recipient, you would use the ending yours sincerely. So for example, if you used if you used Dear Mr. Thompson, you would end that with yours sincerely. If you don't know the name of the recipient and therefore you started the letter with the words Dear Sir or Madam, you need to end with yours faithfully. Now there's quite an easy way to remember this. S obviously is the initial letter of the word sir, and it's also the initial letter of the word sincerely. Well, these two would never appear together. So if you put Dear Sir, you would never put Dear Sincerely, you would put yours faithfully. So if you see two S's together, you've got it wrong. If it's Dear Mr. Thompson, it would be sincerely. If it's Dear Sir, it would be faithfully. So an easy way to remember which to choose at the end of a formal letter. So here's an example of a formal letter. This one is from 15 Acacia Gardens in London to the manager of the Blue Lagoon restaurant. It begins, Dear Sir, because they don't know the name of the manager, and then it says, I'm writing to complain about the level of service I received at your restaurant yesterday. A very clear opening sentence there. Then the main body of the text can be seen there, talking about Christmas being a busy time of year, but staff ignored the table for 10 minutes when they'd been seated, and that was extremely disappointing. They also point out that the food took a long time to arrive and there was no apology for that. So if you look down to the bottom now where the letter is being completed, to sum up, your restaurant has gone down in my estimation and I would not recommend it to others. I look forward to your reply. Okay, so suggesting that this person wants a reply from the restaurant. Now it's yours faithfully because it's Dear Sir, so you would never have two S's together. And here the name John Smith, and once the letter's been printed out, obviously the signature would go just above John Smith and below yours faithfully. So there you go. If you wanted to freeze the screen and have a read of that, you can see that's a well-structured formal letter that has all the right elements there.
Students, scan the code to win a prize. Parents, you can play too by scanning the code at the bottom right of the screen for exclusive deals.
Good day, my name is Gabriel Sastre. I'm a 2020 graduate from Blake Academy in the Providence, Bahamas. Whilst at Wagner College, I'll receive a bachelor degree in business finance and in the near future, take my first steps to become a successful entrepreneur. I'd like to send a special shout out to the Sastre family, the Melis and Pinder family, Daniela McCrae and friends. And for everyone out there, school days are the best days.
My name is Lakia Johnson. I attend St. George's High School in Freeport, Grand Bahama. I will be attending college this fall to pursue a degree in forensic science. I would like to give a shout out to my best friends, Kiana, Ethan, and Rebecca. School days are the best days.
I am Vinay Forbes, Deputy Head Girl, Track and Field Athlete and Salutatorian of Sunland Baptist Academy, and I aspire to become a cardiothoracic surgeon. I would like to give a special thanks and shout out to my Lord and Savior, parents, coaches, teachers, classmates, and family members. It's because of them that I can truly say school days are the best.
My name is Shada McQueen. I attend the Huntley Christie High School. My future career goal is to become a nurse. I've been accepted into Langston University in Oklahoma. I would like to thank all the teachers and staff at the Huntley Christie High School. And don't forget, school days are...
My name is Katia DeVoe.
And what school do you go to?
CV Bethel.
And what do you want to do after graduation?
After graduation, I'm going to attend UB to study in secondary education to be a language and literature teacher.
Excellent. Do you want to send a shout out to anyone who helped you get this far?
I want to send a shout out to my language teacher, Miss Dorset, and my junior school language teacher, Mistress Bodie Bean,
Any parents in particular?
Oh. Both parents, my mom, Priva DeVoe, and my dad, Craig DeVoe. Also my sister, Katriva DeVoe. They were a big part in supporting me to make sure that I get this far.
Okay, so Miss DeVoe,
This year was very challenging for the seniors.
Yes, it was.
How did it go for you?
Well, before the pandemic, it was actually still a bit difficult getting ready for graduation and BTCSU. But when it came to the pandemic, it got a bit harder. But with the online classes, it made it just a tiny bit easier, although I was in an AP class for language. So the online classes didn't really help. But afterwards, when I actually was like, okay, I have to do this. Let me do this. I can't fail. I came out with 3.30. So with the pandemic, I would say it helps a little bit for you to be able to focus on your own now, but it still made some things hard.
And so how do you feel now that you accomplished all these things through adversity?
I'm actually proud of myself because it shows that I did it. I didn't need help to do it. I had to push myself at times because parents work. So I'm there by myself. No one's on. I have to be on myself. Katia, you have to do this. You have to get it done. So it give me a sense of responsibility as well. School days are the best days.
Brought to you by number 24, Harbor Muse. Cable Beach, Nassau, Bahamas. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Excuse me, Chef.
Hey, how you doing, man?
The kids just came from school and they are famished. Is there anything that you can do quickly?
Yeah. Not a problem. Yeah, I can do something real quick for them.
I hate to bother you on your break.
It's no problem. As a private chef, this is what I do. I feed people. So today we're going to have a watermelon juice, and we're going to give them also turkey, bacon, and cheese wrap. Those things are simple items that you could use that would normally purchase at a food store or a grocery store that's not as expensive as most places.
Well, tell me a little bit about your background.
I was born here in Providence, but I grew up in Grand Bahama. Did a hotel training college in Grand Bahama. Went off to the Florida Arts Institute. I opened the Atlantis, to Five Twins restaurant, and moved over to the British Colonial Hilton, where I opened a hotel also. I moved to the Four Seasons, where I spent majority of my time there. I spent like 9 years there, and I traveled within the company, within Miami, Atlanta, Dublin, Ireland, West Palm Beach, and Las Vegas. From there, I moved on to Grenada, and I've been back here just working as a private chef for the past 3 years.
So when it comes to having the bacon dry, most Bahamians, they put it on a paper towel. What would you suggest?
What you want to do is not cook the bacon at a high temperature, allowing the fat to render, which is a culinary term, whereas it cooks thoroughly throughout the bacon. It's not a portion of the bacon that's being cooked, the entire portion of the bacon is being cooked. Alright, as you see here, the napkin is absorbing the fat, which is a good thing. So we're going to cut some cheese to go with the wrap. Here's a trick to doing a good wrap. You fold the two sides, you fold it in, and you cuff it. Alright? Fold the ends, and you wrap it. It's a perfect wrap. It's good to go. What I would do, hold it in, toothpick here, toothpick here. As you cut it, and now you have a nice, sexy sandwich, well, a wrap that you can feed anybody. It's family to BLT. It's bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I don't use tomato, like I said, to avoid the wraps being soggy. And I now use turkey. So I have turkey, bacon, and cheese.
Grand Bahama Island. My goals are to become a clinical psychologist and attend Acadia University in the fall of 2020. I would like to give a special shout out to the class of 2K20 at St. George's High. Through everything, we persevered throughout the hardships, and always remember, guys, that school days are the best days.
Hi, I am Lashante Imani Dean, a student at St. George's High in Freeport, Grand Bahama. My goals are to become a full-time lawyer and to fulfill my dreams as a professional dancer. I will be attending Holding College in Canada. I want to say a special thanks to family and friends, especially my mother, Michelle Patel Sanders, and my best friend, Johnny Martin, for their support. And please don't forget, school days are the best days.
Hello, my name is Elijah Noel. I'm a graduate of the class of 2020, St. Baptist Academy. I'll be attending Duke Community College this fall. I'd just like to thank all my parents, my coaches, teachers, and everyone that supported me on this road. Just like you guys know that school days are the best days.
My name is Rayuka Wells. I'm a student at St. George's High School. When I grow up, I want to work to become a model. I'd like to send a shout out to Ermine James, Camp, Renaka Wells, my father, and Dimitri Wallace, my mother, for always supporting me throughout school. School days are the best days.
I am Alyssa Roche Williams, proud graduate of Nassau Christian Schools. I plan to study psychology at the great Bethune-Cookman University. I'd like to thank my family, friends, and God himself for allowing me to get this far. School days are the best days.
School days are the best days to me.